Okay, gang, happy to have you. Gina here from the Destination Baby and Kids YouTube channel. We are going to be talking about how to install your Graco 4Ever DLX car seat in a forward-facing mode with lower anchor and top tether. Now, this is a useful installation method for kids 45 pounds and under for a 5-point harness. And also, we're going to use this video to show how to set it up for a booster seat installation with a high back booster for kiddos between 40 and 100 pounds. Now again, we certainly wouldn't recommend putting a kiddo in a booster too soon, but the thing that's the takeaway here is that both of these installation methods work the same way for either forward-facing in a 5-point harness for under 45-pound kiddo. Once they're past 45 pounds, you go ahead and reinstall with seatbelt for a 5-point harness to use through that 65-pound guide range. But for a forward-facing booster seat, high back booster, if your vehicle manual states that you can use the lower anchors and top tether, this seat will also let you use the booster seat that way as well. So this is the installation method for those two types of orientations and age and weight ranges. Now again, this does not substitute for your instruction manual. You absolutely need to read your car seat manual. If you can't find it, you can find it at gracobaby.com. You click on the seat that you have, and then their manuals are right there. So again, I cannot stress strongly enough that this does not supersede that information in any way. All we are trying to do here with this video is to give a visual guide for something that might be hard to understand from just reading the instruction book. So again, you need to read your vehicle manual as well as your car seat manual before you make a decision on what you're supposed to do. So in this case, let's presume that the child in question is 44 pounds. So we'll still be able to use lower anchor for 5-point harness. And as you can see on the side of the seat, there is recline. So I'm going to go ahead and set this seat to position 6 because position 6 is for a kiddo over 40 pounds, okay? So irrespective if we're using booster or 5-point for this scenario, we're going to have this car seat set at position 6. What you also should do is watch my video on how to prep this car seat. I presumed you've already watched it, which is why we have already have all the other materials taken out of the seat. But if you haven't watched it, watch that. That'll get you up to this point so that you're ready to do this part. Now, presuming that you've done that, let's talk about what we actually do to make this seat sing. So we're gonna lift that harness piece up on the headrest with that gray button. What we're gonna need to do though is take our lower anchors, which are set up in a rear-facing belt path, and move them to our forward-facing belt path. So how that works is, let's go ahead and loosen this harness. We'll move these pieces over to the side somewhat, and then we're gonna go ahead and undo the snaps on either side here and pull this lower material out all the way. And I'm just doing this for your sake at home so you can see what's going on a little more clearly. You may not need to fully remove it, but it definitely helps so that you can see what the hell is going on. Okay, so on the inside of the seat, our lower anchors are able to be undone by pressing the button, the red button on them, and pulling out away from the seat. We want these pieces, but these are set up for a backward-facing installation. What we're trying to do is move this strap to this spot, which runs across the back of the seat instead of the lower portion of the seat. So how do we accomplish that? If you're looking at the car seat, so now I'm gonna go ahead and actually pull these pieces over inside. If we're looking at the car seat on the inside, there's a gray wire that runs down the right side of the car seat. If you're standing in the same position at the car seat, if you're looking at the car seat, it's on the left side. But what you're gonna wanna do is take your lower anchors, kind of pull them up together like this, and then we're gonna slide this whole thing up so that now these pieces can actually run through these side holes on either side. So again, we don't want them crooked or twisted. We want them flat and perfect, but we're gonna go ahead and run that through. If I lift that up, you can see it a little more clearly. And now, before we even do anything else, we're gonna come to the back of the seat, We're gonna undo our top tether. That's this piece right here, this little black piece. It's hanging on a spot on the back, so we're definitely gonna undo that. And we're gonna turn our seat around to be forward facing. Now, I'm gonna go ahead and attach my lower anchors on each side of the seat here. I'm gonna turn this seat so that you guys at home can see what I'm doing. But all I'm doing is hooking up this little piece to the metal bracket. And so I'm gonna be able to use this seat in a 5-point harness forward facing without using a seatbelt installation. I'm gonna hook it up to the other bracket on my side. And then I'm gonna go ahead and tighten the silver belt by the piece over here on the other side of the car seat. Probably should have started with it toward you, so my apologies to the viewing audience, but I'm sure you'll appreciate seeing that you put weight on the car seat and then you pull up on the silver piece. Now, pulling out away from the frame of the car seat, that's gonna make it very difficult to tighten. If you actually feed it back through the hole that's in the seat, sometimes you can get a better angle to pull and get the seat in shockingly tight. So now, if I pull on that seat, it's not moving more than an inch from its installation point, so that is awesome. But we're not done yet. We're gonna go ahead and lengthen our top tether, and we're gonna attach that to our tether anchor point. And that's why I say you definitely need your vehicle manual to help identify where that is in your car. Once that's hooked up, you'll go ahead and tighten that. And now the seat is crazy tight for its installation here in the car. So as I mentioned, this method, and we'll go ahead and we'll put the lower material back on the seat. This method is very useful for a 5-point harness for a kiddo, provided they are under that 45 pounds that can still be installed with the lower anchor. So once kiddos get past the 45 pounds, you wouldn't use this method of installation if we were still using the 5-point harness. And again, the 5-point harness is this black harness restraint system here. If we're using this, then we can do lower anchor through to, like I said, the 45 pounds, but otherwise we would do seatbelt installation. And I did make a video showing how to install this guy forward facing for a 5-point harness with the seatbelt. I've got these twisted beyond. And again, this is why you want to do this just slowly and carefully so everything's nice and perfect. There we go. But now that harness is correct, and we're going to be able to tighten it to make sure and loosen it by pulling on the straps. So speaking of loosening the harness, what's far more likely as far as this lower anchor and top tether scenario is concerned is that you are installing this car seat to use as a high back booster without wanting to have the seat belt buckled over it all the time, meaning that it is installed with the top tether, lower anchor, so it doesn't become a projectile in an accident if the seat is unoccupied. So all that means is that if we have the seat installed this way and we want to switch it over to a booster mode, that's what we're going to show right now, because I don't want to make two videos that are identical. So changing this to booster mode, all we would do is make sure that we had our vehicle in agreement with being able to set it up this way, and that's what our manual is for. But we would go ahead and I'm going to take this fabric off again just to make life easier for the viewing audience, although maybe we don't even really need to show this, but I do think it's helpful to take it all off. And it's so easy. This rapid remove fabric is pretty great. But on the inside of the seat, there is a storage component here, this gray piece. So if I open this up, I'm going to be able to take my chest piece, tuck it in there, and then I'm also going to take my little lower buckles and put those guys in there as well and get that all locked up by closing this door over it. And I want to make sure I have enough room to press the rest of it down. And then we're going to get rid of our lower crotch buckle by just folding that in. There's a little square at the bottom where that belongs. Now, I can go ahead and set up my fabric on the lower part of the seat super quickly and easily. And now that we have that whole harness system tucked away, what we are looking at is a high back booster seat that is now latched into the car so that it won't become a projectile in an accident, meaning if you stop suddenly, the seat's not going to shoot out and hit you. Years ago, when we had kids in booster seats, they didn't hook into cars like this. And so what that meant was anytime that there wasn't a child in the booster seat, you would still need to buckle it into the car empty so that you didn't run the risk of having this seat fly out and smash into you as the driver or passenger if there was no child sitting in the seat. So the seat would be empty like you see here, and you would buckle over it, and then if you stopped, the seat belt is what was holding the seat in. Now the seat's held in with those lower anchors and top tether. You would use both simultaneously, and it would just give you that extra little feeling of stability, and also really nice when you're driving around. If you make a left or a right turn, the seat's not going to scoot left or right or tip at all. It's just very strongly attached to the rest of the vehicle. So a lot of people do prefer to install the high back boosters with the top tether and lower anchor for a variety of reasons, none of which have to do necessarily with safety, but just for convenience and ease. So hopefully this video is helpful, showed you how to set this seat up for those two modes. Again, you need to read your manual and read your car manual to make sure that your kiddo's the right age, you're setting it up the right way, all of that kind of stuff. But this was just a visual guideline so that you understand what's going on if you were to want to set up your Graco 4Ever DLX this way. Again, this is a really, really awesome seat. I really like it. If you want to buy it, feel free to click on one of the links here in the video, and you can purchase it directly from one of those awesome stores, because I don't sell Graco. I'm just reviewing it out of like psychotic necessity to learn about every car seat. So thank you for coming with me on this journey. Best viewing audience on all of YouTube. I appreciate you guys so much, and let me know what you think in the comments below. All right, have a great rest of the day and check out my other videos.